Welcome back to The Ordinary. I'm Jalp.
And I'm Buddy. Today we're diving into morning routines and habits, and how they set the tone for your day. Plus, we'll reflect on our New Year's celebrations, and share some big takeaways from a book that Jalp read, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
The book emphasizes how mornings are the foundation of success. We'll share our routines, the lessons I've applied from the book, and how it's helped me shape my mindset and my mornings. So let's start with New Year's. How was yours, buddy?
My New Year's was good. I went to one of my best friend's house for the last few days, and we kind of had a very chill, laid-back New Year's. We cooked food together. We made some brownies, so we could have some brownies and ice cream as soon as the clock struck 12. We honestly kind of just sat. It was me, my friend whose house I was at, and then our other really close friend. And I feel like when I was younger, I used to go to her house for New Year's a lot, and I hadn't gotten to do that for the past few years. So it was really nice to go back and just celebrate with her. And we also sat down a few hours before New Year's, and we made vision boards, which was really fun. I've never made a vision board before, so that was really cool. I'll be honest, though, we did like physical vision boards, not digital ones. And I think I would recommend do digital ones because the physical one took us like many hours to do. It was very tedious, but it was very fun. And I feel like I have a lot of clarity in terms of, my goals and visions for 2025. And then also just like the first 2 days, it's January 4th. So the first 2 days of my New Year's, I was at her house. We kind of just hung around, didn't do much. Lollygagged, I guess. What about you, Jalp?
Why lollygagged? What's wrong with you? Are you like 60 years old?
Yeah.
My New Year's was pretty... Well, I originally didn't have plans for New Year's. My parents were gonna go hang out with their friends, and you went to your friend's house, and then Nayan went to his friend's house and stuff. So I was technically just chilling at home, and my original plan was to kind of make a vision board as well, maybe watch something, take it easy. But then I get a message from my friend saying hey, let's go to Niagara Falls so we can see the firework, and then go get American Taco Bell. So if you guys don't know, Canadian Taco Bell versus American Taco Bell, big difference, right? American Taco Bell is superior. The problem was I didn't have our car's kind of busted, so I couldn't really take it to Buffalo. But these guys, I love them. They came, picked me up. We went, and I'm out of the way, right? Obviously, if they were to go directly from where they live, it would be hour and 30, something like that. But with me, it would be 2 hours and 10 minutes or something. So extra 40 minutes. So they picked me up, dropped me off. We went to Niagara Falls. We missed the fireworks. We were pulling in, and we kind of saw them from the car.
Yeah.
We went to America, and then we got the American Taco Bell. And there was a line
at 12?
No, it was 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
At the Taco Bell place. So yeah, it was a good way to start off 2025. Yeah, but then we got home at 5 a.m. and then obviously, we're talking about morning routines here. So that's kind of why I kind of got into thinking about hey, maybe we should talk about morning routines, talk about what we do currently in our mornings and how, morning routines are essential. So what about you, buddy? What does your morning currently look like? What is your morning routine?
Okay, so I kind of have 2 morning routines in the sense that I'm on my winter break right now, so I don't really have any morning routine in the sense that I'll wake up, no fixed time during my winter break. I'll usually wake up, get ready and stuff, and then I'll probably have a coffee in the morning. And then I'm a huge breakfast person. I have to eat food in the morning. I've tried to not eat breakfast, but then I'm just so hungry by lunchtime that I'm just hangry, and then I don't have it in me to cook properly. I'll just rush something and eat something. Versus when I have breakfast, I feel a lot better throughout the day. But if we're talking about school and I would say my more organized regular morning routine, the one that I'm more consistent with, usually I'll wake up. I don't really have a fixed time. It depends on my class schedule, but I do say I'm usually awake before 7:30ish usually.
Okay.
I would say 7 is a good roundabout time for when I wake up. And then I'll wake up and get ready and stuff. Other than that, I'll have breakfast in the morning. It's not fun to admit, but I like to kind of eat my breakfast. Maybe I'll watch a show, or I'll maybe scroll on my phone for a bit and stuff. Kind of just relax before I kind of make a mental plan of what I have to do throughout the day. And then if I have an early class, I'll head out the door. Otherwise, usually I like to spend the mornings.
You head out the door?
Yeah.
You don't head out the wall?
Shut up. Anyways. But let's say I don't have class till like 1 or something, then I'll probably figure out what I want to have for lunch if I haven't already packed it the day before. And then I also like to get my work done. I'm a huge I feel a lot more productive before 3 p.m. than I do after 3 p.m. After 3 is when I get I don't know, lazy and I get sleepy and nappy. I don't know. I just my energy really declines after 3. I think after lunch I'm very just I want to take a nap sort of. But before lunch I'm super productive. So when I don't have classes in the morning, that's when I'm getting all my work done, all my assignments, homework, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's basically my morning routine. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, so my morning usually on a good day, right? So you kind of said your winter morning routine versus when you have school.
Mm-hmm.
So an ideal morning routine for me starts at 6 a.m. is when I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I have my alarm set for that time. I wake up and right now we're in my room, but as you can see, I have a treadmill over there. So my morning, what I like to do in the first couple of minutes of waking up is kind of get moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk on the treadmill or run depending on what the plan is for the day. So kind of, if it's a walking day, take it easy. Put the 3, 12,
12, 3:30, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like that, a combination of something like that. And then if it's a run day, I'll probably run 5K at an easy pace because obviously it's the morning. I just woke up, so I want to do a light kind of movement. And then I'll probably take a shower, get ready, do puja, drink coffee. And this is something I've implemented recently in my routine. And I told my friends about this and they kind of liked it. So I want to share as well. My first cup of coffee, because I drink more than 1 cup of coffee a day, on average 3.
I called Jalp out for this the other day and he didn't talk to me for 2 hours. I said he might have been drinking too much.
No, there's never too much coffee.
I feel 3 cups, one after the other, is a little bit concerning.
Yeah, because 1 cup doesn't fill the void. But anyways, my first cup of coffee, I like to drink it without doing anything. When I say doing anything, meaning no phone, no laptop in front of me, no anything, just me, my cup of coffee, and just me thinking. I think many times what I found is that in the mornings, I think I'm the wisest, or I got more thoughts going on that are important that I need to focus on.
Right.
So giving myself that break of being on my phone or stuff like that kind of helps before I start the day. And also I'm still waking up, right? So
yeah,
you want to take it easy, chill. So I do that, and then I usually plan my day, what do I have to get done? It could be simple as hey, I got to do laundry today because I'm running out of underwear, or you know what I mean? Or I gotta go do groceries or something like that. Why are you laughing? I don't know. But yeah, that's simple things like that. I think I like planning it. And then I get into work and then, plan my work day depending on what task I have
you usually
to do.
have calls around 10.
Yeah, but I like to ease into my day like that. I like taking some time before work and everything just to do what I like doing.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm currently at.
Yeah. And then I know we wanted to talk about that book you read, The 5 a.m. Club.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't personally read the book, but I know you have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the morning routine you have currently and you've had for the past while, do you think you made any changes after reading the book? And if so, what exactly were they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me explain what the book kind of preaches, what your morning routine should be like, to kind of help you, or to kind of explain how the changes I have made and the changes I'm going to make in this upcoming year, right? So the book starts off with 20-20-20 formula, right? So what does that mean? 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of reflection, and 20 minutes of learning. So your first 20 minutes of movement, so you're kind of starting your day off with the physical activity to kind of boost your energy levels because you've been sleeping and kind of increase that dopamine levels naturally, right? Instead of scrolling on your phone the first thing. So that's why I kind of implemented that walking in the morning.
Yeah.
Now the next couple of things, the 20 minutes of reflection, for me it looks like sitting with my cup of coffee and not having anything. For some people it could be journaling, it could be meditating. Puja is a good time, or praying is a good time for clarity and kind of being grateful before you start your day. So whatever it looks for you, I would encourage everyone to try that. For me, it's doing my puja and doing nothing with my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But this upcoming year, since you bought me that nice Muji
Pens, yeah.
pens, I want to start, maybe writing stuff down. As I said, like one of the goals in the last episode was for me to write more.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to kind of use that in my morning. And the learning aspect is kind of reading or studying to grow your knowledge daily. Right.
You could do your Duolingo lessons.
You can do your Duolingo lessons. That's a good point. Or if you're interested or like you want to practice your religion better, you could read books about that,
Yeah.
right? Like scriptures, whatever religion you follow, you could read that. So I try to do that a little bit. And for me, learning also means learning about what's going on in the world before I get into work. So for me, I like to listen to this podcast by the Wall Street Journal, like What's News.
Yeah.
So that kind of gets me up to date on what's happening in the financial markets and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. I work in the finance world, and it's important for me to be aware about what's happening in the current environment because that affects how our business runs. Not our business. I don't own business, but how the company runs, basically. So learning things like that kind of helps. So that's like a simple but very easy, right? Like 20 minutes of movement, not too hard.
Yeah, that could literally just be a walk or something.
Could be a walk, could be stretching, could be doing yoga, whatever it looks like for you. 20 minutes of reflection, not too long.
Yeah.
Very easy, right? And 20 minutes of learning, I feel like people can spend more time learning. Right?
I feel like you could even do like a crossword or like a word search. Would that count as like 20 minutes of learning?
Yeah, it could. I
feel like it gets your brain working,
Yeah, as long as you're getting some sort of like thought-provoking exercise done.
Yeah.
Where like you're using your brain.
Work, yeah.
Brain work.
Yeah.
It could be a puzzle. I don't know. And as I said, like this doesn't have to be like the exact structure you follow, but this structure from the book I think has been very helpful for me in kind of creating my morning routine. And like I've obviously customized it to my liking. And I would encourage everyone listening to kind of do the same, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that's where I am. But my question to you, buddy, is like, we both have kind of some sort of morning routines, right? But every day is not going to be perfect. And there's going to be some days when we're not able to follow our morning routine or something comes up. When that has happened in your life or something has happened where you're not able to follow your morning routine, how has the rest of your day gone, and like how are you feeling?
Yeah. So again, when I whatever, maybe life happens, maybe I stayed up too late the night before or something and I'm not able to wake up on time, or maybe I willingly choose to wake up later or something, I honestly feel like my day doesn't go as well when I don't kind of go through my morning routine. Or at least even if I don't, because me versus you, like you definitely have a more structured morning routine. Versus for me, mine's more just like, the biggest structure I have to mine is I wake up early and then I have my breakfast and I do whatever work needs to be done. That's kind of my morning routine. But I feel like when I am unable to do that, because I've had times where I've been, out with friends or something and I get home late and I go to sleep late. And then although I don't have classes early in the morning, when I wake up and it's like 10 or 11, first of all, my body feels off. I wake up hungry, which is obviously kind of silly to say, but I wake up hungry. I'm like, I get ready and stuff, and I don't know. I just feel like more. I don't know how to term it. Like I feel more like stress. I guess stress would be a good thing. I don't know.
Stress,
or like more fast paced. You know what I mean? I feel like when I wake up early and do my morning routine, I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel like I have time to be like to take it slow almost. But versus when I don't wake up, I almost feel like I'm like making up for missed time, and I feel very like. I don't feel good about myself, you know what I mean? Because, like, I woke up at 10 or 11, let's say I have class at 1. All I can do is have my lunch, pack my bag, and then leave.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't have time to get some work done out of the way. I feel like when I have that morning routine and I follow through with it, it's almost rewarding. Because then when I step out the door and to go to classes, whatever it may be, a club event or something, I feel like I've done something with my day, and now I'm going on with the things, that I have to. Does that make sense?
I see where you're getting at. You kind of feel like you have gotten the opportunity to do the things you
want to and need
to do before you are ready to take on
the day. Yeah.
And when you're not able to have that, you kind of feel unprepared for the day.
Yeah, everything I'm doing in my morning routine, I would call it personal work, right? And then when I don't get to do that, you don't feel good about yourself. right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Like when you can't stick to your morning routine? I know you're a very consistent person with your morning routine, but on the days that you don't, how do you feel?
I think I kind of feel similar like you, where like I feel a little bit out of place, a little bit unprepared and stressed. The way I would kind of, the analogy I would give is like, okay, you know, when you're going on a run, you kind of start off slow because you're getting your body warm, and then you pick up the pace, and then you're ready to hit the highest pace you are going to hit on that run, right? It's kind of like that. Or like if you're going to the gym, you need to kind of warm up before you go start lifting heavy.
Yeah.
If you tried lifting heavy without warming up,
you're gonna hurt yourself.
You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna feel off. You're not gonna feel prepared, right?
Yeah.
So the morning routine for me is kind of like a warm up for the day.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it. Like I get to slowly ease into the day because, as I said, I'm still waking up. Waking up at 6 a.m. is not easy.
No, definitely.
Right. So, and your energy levels might be low sometimes as well. Like every day is not perfect. So you kind of want to ease into your day and get to the point where you're ready for the day.
Yeah.
But if I just take that whole portion out of my day, I'm not ready for the day. I feel like I'm thrown into the first thing, right? If I miss out on my morning routine or I sleep in, I'm thrown into getting work done directly without being prepared for it.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have time. You don't have time to work your way towards it. It's not gradual. It's just immediate.
It's like immediate. Yeah.
Immediately you wake up, you get ready, have your meal or whatever, and then boom, you have to start your day.
Yeah, and like I don't like that. I want that peaceful morning.
I think I'm the same. Yeah.
So I think that's how I feel.
Yeah. So yeah, I know a lot of people just like us, want to wake up early. Maybe it's something they enjoy. Maybe it's something they don't enjoy, but they feel like they need to, work on. But it's obviously challenging, when it comes to waking up early. What do you think are some challenges that prevent people from waking up early?
So I think this is something I learned and that has helped me. Waking up early starts the day before.
Okay.
So when I say that, meaning what time are you sleeping?
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're expecting yourself to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever a.m. you choose, and you're sleeping at like 1 a.m., 12 a.m., you're not going to be able to do it because number one, you're going to be tired. And when you wake up, you'll be like, oh, this 5 a.m., 6 a.m. stuff doesn't even make me feel good.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to stick to it, right? Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to feel good if you're not sleeping early enough, right? So I think kind of having this is kind of funny, but having a good nighttime routine where you go to sleep on time and de-stress the day before will help you wake up on the whatever goal you set for yourself, right? And like the book is called 5 a.m. Club. But for me, it's the 6 a.m. Club. For you,
me, it's a 7 a.m. Club. Yeah.
Right? So like choose whatever time. Like let's say hypothetically speaking, you are in a situation where you have to work late or something like that. Then you can have your 9 a.m. club, 10 a.m. club. Yeah. The point of our morning routine is not about what time you wake up. I think a lot of people like to flex like, hey man, I wake up at 5 a.m. I get the early bird gets the worm or all the stuff. Like I there's good. You can have the worm, I'll have something else after. But the whole point of a morning routine is to kind of get you ready for the day.
It's what you do after you wake up.
100%. Yeah. It's about what you do after you wake up.
Yeah.
Right? If you're interested in waking up early, just start sleeping early.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like in my friend group, for example, I'm kind of known for waking up early. If we're having I don't know, if I'm at a friend's house sleeping over or something, I'm the sort of friend that I'll wake up like an hour early before everyone, and then like the sound of my me scrolling through my phone and my Instagram reels slowly wakes people up and stuff. But the point is a lot of my friends ask me how are you able to wake up early? And I'm like, bro, it's because I go to sleep at 9:30, 10. It's it sounds lame, but I feel so well rested that I'm able to wake up at if I want to wake up at 7, I'm asleep by 10:30. Yeah. So yeah, it starts the night before. Yeah.
And you know what's the funny thing? Because you start implementing a morning routine, I find myself having a hard time staying up late with my friends. So I'm kind of the
first to fall asleep.
It's kind of my friends check in on me yo, Jalp, you better stay awake. You better, because they know I'm gonna knock out early. And also if I'm sleeping over at my friend's house, because most of the time if I'm hanging out with them and it's a late night, I have to sleep over because I don't live close to them, right? Yeah. I wake up, as you, I wake up early and I'm just So
What now?
what do I do, right? Like, I can't go just get ready and grab a cup of coffee or something like that. I feel kind of awkward. I'm a shy guy.
This one time I woke up early and then my friend was asleep. And I went and I ran errands with her mom for like 2 hours before she woke up.
Yeah.
We went to No Frills. It was fun, honestly.
Yeah. So like, yeah, those are some funny challenges about like waking up early.
Yeah.
But what are some challenges that you think people will face, right? Like, we're kind of lucky, like we don't really have
Yeah.
like kids or anything. You have any kids?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, and same here. I don't know if I've had kids or anything like that, but we don't have those challenges, right? So if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, you guys are privileged because you guys don't have any responsibilities in the morning. Yeah, I agree. We don't have those responsibilities in the morning. We have to take a kid to school or something like that.
Exactly.
But what could those people do? Like, any thoughts?
Yeah, like, well, you're talking about the 20-20-20 thing. I was doing the math, really hard math. That's 60 minutes of our day. Obviously, we have the ability to take an hour to do our morning routine. But based on who you are, your responsibilities, your obligations and stuff, I don't think your morning routine has to be a 60-minute thing. It could be a 30-minute thing, maybe a 15-minute thing. As long as you kind of identify like what your morning routine means to you, like what you want it to, what you want to get out of it, basically. And just allocate. It could be a short amount of time, but kind of do what's best for you. Do what works best for you in your case.
And I think another challenge that some people might face is morning commutes, right? Everyone hates commuting.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I work from home, so I don't have a morning commute, so I could be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more choosy about my mornings. But I just want to give you guys an example that it is possible to have a good morning routine with a morning commute. In my first year of university, I was commuting from home, and the university I was going to, bus ride was about like 2 hours because I had to, wake up, take one bus, and then I would get dropped off at a stop, and then take another bus from there. So, in order for me to get to my 8:30 classes, because for some reason, every single one of my classes first year were 8:30s, right? And like living away from university, that kind of is tough.
Yeah.
So I would have to wake up at like 4:30.
Oh my God.
Just so I can, get ready on time, do puja, head out, and like make it to class on time. So obviously I didn't have the time to like be selfish enough to do a 20-minute walk or anything like that. For me, it was like walking to the bus stop or something. I had no choice. But one thing I did do that kind of helped me get into, classes with a fresh mind was like taking the early mornings to do the fun stuff that I like. For me, it was listening to podcasts. Maybe that's why I wanted to start a podcast, because I've been listening to podcasts for a while now and I just enjoy it. So I would, like the Wall Street Journal podcast, I would kind of listen to that to kind of get educated about what's happening in the economy and be ready, because School of Accounting and Finance, right? So you need to know you're talking about that and stuff. As well, I would listen to one of my favorite podcasts is called Pardon My Take by Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a podcast on what's happening in the sports world, right? And these two guys are like very comedic and everything. So it's just enjoyable, right? So kind of having that, and like maybe sometimes even reading. Like I used to read on my laptop.
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that kind of gave me the opportunity to get ready for the day by doing the things I love. So I think you can customize your morning routine. It doesn't have to be this structured, like the 20-20 rule. It could be whatever you like, right? So don't stop yourself from making changes and fitting it to your needs.
Exactly. Your morning routine can, be the time you take to be selfish. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we're living, for us, it's a little bit different. I'm talking about the people that, aren't able to have an hour-long morning routine or something like that. Take whatever time you're able to and be selfish.
Yeah. And I think when you take this time to do the things you love and start your day off right, I think you start your day off with a fresh mind and you're able to be more generous and more patient.
Yeah, and also you start off with the positive.
Right. You probably know this. Like if I wake up late and if I don't have a morning routine or something like that, I'm a little cranky guy.
Yeah.
Right? And I can be a little snappy and I'm like, yo, get away from me.
Yeah.
Until I get my first cup of coffee and then
and then his second. Yeah. And then his third.
Yeah, maybe I have an addiction.
Not maybe, I think you do.
I do not. I'm not addicted to coffee. I just love coffee. There's a
difference.
That's
what they all say.
No, there's a difference. But anyways, yeah, take the time to be selfish so you can start your day off with a fresh mind. right? So enough about morning routines. It's the new year. This is the first episode into the new year,
Yes.
right? So what is one habit that we're going to try to practice for the upcoming year regarding our mornings?
Okay. So I kind of mentioned this briefly when I was giving you a rundown of like what my usual morning routine looked like. And one thing I've noticed, which I'm not super proud of, is that obviously I'll set alarms on my phone. I have like 4 or 5 alarms to make sure I do wake up. So obviously I'm going on my phone to turn them off, snooze them, whatever it may be. But as soon as I have that phone in my hand, this is kind of bad, but I'll just like to wake myself up almost. And that's literally what's happening. I'm scrolling until like I don't know, like I feel like I'm awake all of a sudden, and then I get out of bed. So I'm scrolling for like maybe like 15. It's not super long because usually I have to get ready and like leave or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm scrolling until I feel a little bit like energized, and then this is so bad, but even if I'm brushing my teeth, I might put on like a YouTube video or something as I'm brushing my teeth, which is horrible. I know I should not do this. It doesn't happen every day, but I've noticed often when it's like really early in the morning and I'm kind of struggling to get on with my day, I'll go on my phone to kind of, this sounds bad, but like motivate me to not go back to sleep. And then as soon as I've started, turned off my alarms, I'm on my phone after I get ready and stuff. If I'm making breakfast, I'll have a YouTube video playing. I love YouTube, so I'll have a YouTube video playing, or if I'm eating my breakfast, I'll watch something with it. So if it's very much become like a iPad kid morning for me. And it wasn't always like this. I feel like just recently, or not recently, I guess like the past few years, it's become like that. So I think the biggest habit that I want to develop this 2025 year is to limit, if not like completely eradicate screens from my morning routine, at least until I've sat down to have breakfast or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's realistic to like not touch my phone. Like, if I got texts overnight or like if I got emails I have to check, obviously I gotta check them. I'm not gonna put them off until later on in the day. But as much as I can, I want to limit the amount of phone time that I have.
Yeah, and like the way I like to think of it, like it's kind of like, when someone is trying to scratch a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
You're kind of excited about, what's next? What's going to be there, right? So sometimes I find myself like, the reason why I want to check my phone in the morning is like, did anything interesting come
while you were sleeping?
Yeah. Right? So I think that is one of the reasons why the first thing we do is like grab that phone, but kind of limiting that. I think it's what you said is like, having a realistic expectation about, just when I get to my breakfast.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good first step.
Yeah, because I definitely think it's abnormal for me to be, on my phone as I'm like brushing my teeth. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
What about you, Jalp? What's a habit you want to develop this year?
I think I want to use my morning to do a little bit of more reflection and reading, right? One thing for me is that I have done a decent job of getting that movement part down a little bit. Yeah, some days I might not do a walk or a run because I'll do like just a simple check-in with myself. If I'm like tired or I'm aching or something, I'll skip it. But the reading and reflection, I think, is kind of helping me be more mindful about my day and kind of be more ready for my day.
Yeah.
And like putting myself in a place where like, okay, this is the state I want to be in. Is that making sense?
I kind of follow, yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But what I'm trying to get at is basically like reflecting and reading has helped me kind of be more zen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just a chill guy.
Right? Just a chill guy.
I'm just a chill guy. So like in order for me to be a chill guy and continue being that chill guy, I need to do that reading and reflection.
Nice. And kind of talking about like, why these habits will be good for us and stuff. How do you think the habits that we both picked out for ourselves this year will contribute to long-term success? Like I can start first. For me, the main reason I'm going on my phone is like, if I turn off my alarms and then go on my phone, I'll be inclined to not go back to sleep. Like I'm doing it to kind of turn my brain on. And then you said to me, you're like, is it really good to be stimulating your brain like right after, as soon as you wake up? And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, that could probably be why, I get like super like, I don't want to say like I get like energized, but I don't think it's in like a good way, And then I feel like I get I face a lot of barriers when it comes to focusing on stuff, like maybe in class and stuff, I'm distracted. I feel like if I've started my day on my phone, it's just gonna continue. It's not like, oh, I'm content with how much time I spend in the morning.
Yeah.
It just continues into like my whole day, I feel. So if I can push it off as much as possible, I feel like that'll be good. And then honestly, I'm getting kind of inspired hearing about your whole reading, reflection, and whatnot. Like, I feel like if I'm able to put away my phone during my morning routine, then I can maybe allocate that time for more mindful activities. I enjoy like yoga and stretching and stuff, so I feel like that could be my sort of movement. I don't know if I'm down to do a 5K in the morning as soon as I wake up. For me, it'd probably be like, I don't know, a follow along YouTube video for like, or like Surya Namaskar or something.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think that's a good.
So yeah, I feel like long-term success-wise, like putting my phone down will really help me make time for things that are actually good for me. What about you?
Like how it's going to contribute to my long-term success?
Yes. Like why? Yeah.
I think I kind of mentioned this earlier in the episode as well, where like if my mind is right in the morning, the rest of my day kind of goes better, right? So getting my mind right is going to help me perform better in the things that I love doing, which is my work, which is my relationships, which is just overall just being myself, right? When I don't have a good start to the day where like I haven't taken the time to really reflect and kind of learn new things, I'm not a great version of myself.
Yeah.
Like a version...
Subpar.
Yeah. Oh, golf terms, yeah. Yeah, I am not at par. Yeah. I am below par. Right? And I want to obviously be a eagle.
What?
Yeah, so when you, like, if a hole has, I mean, yeah, if like we're playing and if a hole has like the par is 4, if you get it in 2, that's
you're
an
an
eagle. Yeah.
Wow.
3 is a birdie. 5 is a bogey. So,
no,
yeah, so I don't want bogey days.
Yeah, you want birdie or eagle days.
Exactly.
Wow.
Right? And yeah, and I would like to encourage everyone listening to kind of figure out how can you structure your mornings to the best of your abilities and do the things that you love before you get into the day, because we're always going to have work, we're always going to have school, we're always going to have things to do.
Yeah.
But take that time in the morning, be selfish, own your morning, and elevate your life. I didn't say that. That's something from Robin Sharma's book, so please don't copyright me. But yeah, enjoy your mornings, spend some time, do good, be good.
Love it. This has been such a fun conversation. The 5 a.m. Club offers amazing insights, and it's clear how building strong routines can transform your day and eventually your life.
Absolutely. Robin Sharma's idea of dedicating your mornings to a personal mastery and being selfish has been a huge influence for me, and I encourage anyone listening to give it a try.
Speaking of listeners, we just recently, publicly announced our podcast to our social networks, I guess, and we just want to thank everyone and anyone who's listening to this for supporting us. Your support truly means the world to us.
And we really appreciate you guys following us, sharing with us how you thought about the podcast and stuff. And number one, listening to it. We really appreciate you lending your ears to us for 30 minutes. And we encourage you guys to, if you haven't already, follow our podcast. And if you have any questions or would like to answer any of the questions that we ask, you can reach us, theordinarypodcastjp@gmail.com.
Thanks for tuning into The Ordinary. Stay intentional, stay consistent, and we'll see you next time.